Hey everybody, Happy New Year! It's Jonathan Liu here, and it's the first week of January 2015. Woo! We made it. Happy New Year, guys. I'm starting this New Year's off right with the fist bump, Big Hero 6 style. So boom, ba-da-da-da-da, like that. And wanted to make a video here on my most memorable moments in 2014. And it's been a very amazing year. And I really wasn't gonna make this video, but I was inspired when I saw my friend Richard Clo's video of his moments in 2014, and I decided, you know what, I should make my own, because I had already written them down in my journal, but I only came up with like 10 things, and when I decided to make the video, I wanted to add a few more. And what I realized was there was a lot of things I actually accomplished this year that I wasn't giving myself credit for. Because I guess, to be honest with you guys, I thought the first half of 2014 was kind of crappy for me. It was just, I didn't make a lot of money, and a lot of things like my businesses didn't really grow. I wasn't really getting clients, things of that sort, and I kind of just didn't want to think about that stuff. But when I was thinking about all the accomplishments I made, I realized, you know what, I learned how to do a lot of things. I experienced a lot, and even though it didn't produce money, the results I was particularly looking for, I learned how to create videos. I learned how to speak in front of people. I've learned how to connect with people on a deeper level. So those are all things that are very valuable that I didn't see as value, I guess, because I wasn't appreciating that. I was just looking at, well, it didn't produce any money, so I didn't want to look at it. So I went from like 10 things on my journal to now my 20 big accomplishments and lessons of 2014. So without further ado, this is how my 2014 went. These are my most memorable moments. So first one, Bridget and I, my wife, we moved to, we found our own home or our own apartment in Los Olivos, which is a beautiful apartment. And it was like resort style living with awesome amenities, all that good stuff. But really what I got out of this was I learned an important lesson about money. You know, and that was not to assume what I made this month is what I'm gonna be making next month, right? Because I'm, at least in my industry, where I'm in real estate, and prior to moving out, I was making pretty good money. I was, you know, getting a deal or two a month, on average $3,000 to $5,000 a deal, and it was just, you know, it was consistently coming in. I didn't really think about it. I was like, oh, it'll just keep coming, and I moved to Orange County, from LA County to Orange County, and then all of a sudden, literally like the first 6-7 months, I didn't get any deals at all, and I went from making a lot to nothing, and now I had rent to pay and bills, and oh, it was pretty intense. Learned a very valuable lesson there. Okay, so and to prevent that, what I learned was the best way for me to do better to prevent that from happening is to automate my business, which is what I'm going to do this year. So very cool. Number 2, discovered the magic of creating and editing YouTube videos. Thank you, Chris Chen, Project Life Coach. We did 2 seasons. That's like, it was like 30 episodes. So awesome. That was awesome. Number 3, I've taken the next step in creating a better relationship with my parents. I've learned to communicate with them in a much better way. So love you, Mom and Dad. Thank you for that lesson. I've also learned to accept people for who they are and set healthy boundaries for myself. I'm very proud of that because I usually like to do things for other people all the time, and now I'm starting to create my own space where I say, hey, look, I gotta take care of me first, and when I'm good, then I can help you, because if we're both down here, I can't really lift you up. So that's number 4. Number 5, oh, this was really good. Bridget and I created our first promotional sales video series for our Bridge Your Gift spiritual healing class. And number 6, we held our first spiritual healing class called Bridge Your Gifts, and we taught a class of 4 students, and we made our first $1,000 doing that. It was really cool. Awesome. And you know what's funny is I didn't even think about this. Like, I didn't even have this on my original list until after I decided to make a video and start thinking more about the accomplishments I made, and that was a pretty big one. And let's see what else. Okay, so number 7, Project Gratitude. I did Project Gratitude, the Magic 28. You can check that out. That was just me practicing the magical power of gratitude for 28 days, which actually took like 3 months to make. I didn't do them consecutively, but I finished that and I'm really happy about that. Listen to the audiobook Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham Hicks. If you guys have not heard of this, Abraham Hicks is a divine entity or being that is channeled through a lady named Esther Hicks, and they talk about the law of attraction and the universal principles of the law of attraction and how money and abundance in the universe works. That audiobook literally changed my mindset and mentality about money, literally after just listening to that. Within 2 weeks, I was completely different views on money. All right, number 9. Now I haven't read these both yet. I started to, but I'm really happy I got them. I took the step in buying them and now I've got them. The Motivation Manifesto by Brendon Burchard, awesome. And Tony Robbins' new book, Money, Master the Game, Your 7 Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. This is something I'm working on in 2015. Okay, so next memorable moment here, I've got, I wrote and delivered my first 4 speeches in Toastmasters, which was really cool for me because I didn't think I could write my own speeches. I thought, wow, this is gonna be super hard, and I did it, and it was actually fairly easy and fun. Okay, number 11, Season 2 Project Life Coach with Chris Chin. Whoop whoop. 6K payday. We made this season and our goal was to hit 6K, $6,000 a month. And even though I didn't hit it during our recording, after the session, 1 month after, I made that. And I was like, sweet. So happy about that. Number 12, decided to start my own mailing campaign for real estate, which I just sent out a couple weeks ago. And I am looking forward to receiving some calls this week. Okay, here's a big one, number 13. I was clean all year, meaning I had no use of any drugs or mainly marijuana. That was my drug of choice. I've been clean all year, and that's big for me. For those of you who don't know, if you looked at me 5 years ago, I was smoking every day, getting high all the time. Heck, I sold pot, right? I was a wake and bake kind of guy, and that was who I was back then. So for me to be a whole year without even touching it, and don't get me wrong, I've had urges, I've had cravings, and I was able to shift out of those moments and be able to move forward without using. So I'm very proud of myself. Good job, Jonathan. Good job. All right, I learned to say no. This is another big one for me too. I used to be the yes man, like, all right, you want to do that? Oh, okay. I took on so many things. I filled my plate so much that I overwhelmed myself, and then I started like dodging people and left and right. Now I just say, you know what, no, thank you. Also a big one where I said no was timeshares. I bought a couple timeshares in the past, and that really brought me into debt. And I recently went to 2 timeshares and practiced saying no, and it was fun. It was hard. One of them was like, oh man, I kind of want that, but I said no. So good job. All right. I applied to become a big brother at the Big Brother and Big Sister organization in Orange County, which I look forward to be meeting my little brother soon, hopefully by this month. So that's awesome. Number 16, I interned at Montessori, which is a preschool, and I help little kids, learn and read, and that was really, really big for me because you gotta understand, I got 2 felonies, and this was a 2-year process for me to get through the Department of Social Services to work with children. And I love kids because they just have this innocence and purity about them, and they're so happy, and joyful. So I was able to intern for 3 months, and it was awesome. Number 17, I manifested 2 jobs. I wanted these jobs. I didn't have any jobs for a period of time, and I really wanted a flexible schedule, a unique job. I didn't want to sit at a cubicle all day or a desk all day. I wanted to have fun, and I wanted to have a decent pay. And I manifested 2 of those jobs. I'm a taste panel specialist for Taco Bell, which I taste food and articulate, which is really fun, and I have very minimal hours every week. And I also do deliveries for a company called Postmates, which is also very cool because I set my own schedule and I get paid very well for that too. Number 18, I did 60 days straight of Shaun T's program T25, an intense workout. Awesome. 19, I surround myself with positive and like-minded individuals who live passionate and purposeful lives and have a desire to make a difference in the world. That I put that I put that intention out somewhere, I think about 3 to 4 months ago. I want to say about October-ish of 2014, and I manifested that. I have the people around me are all very, very positive. Even the people that weren't positive before, they all of a sudden became, wow, all of a sudden they're like, oh, I want to make a change in my life. I want to do something different. Can you help me? And they're reaching out to me, and it's interesting because every time I'm like, hey man, let me help you, they're like, no, I'm good. So, very cool. Number 20, I held my first passion and purpose meetup group. That was really big for me because it was really intense and I didn't know what I was doing, and after all of it had been done, it was good. It turned out okay. I'm still alive, and you know, I guess my overall theme for 2014, the major lesson I learned this year is that persistence is key. Just keep going, because you know there's going to be times in your life when you feel like you're doing this, you're working, and you're not getting the results you want, and you think everything you've done is kind of a waste of time, or oh, what's the point of this? And in reality, it's not, because it all ties together. You know, you can ask my friend Chris and I, we were doing Project Life Coach week after week, and it was really, really fun. And then it got to a point where it was like, oh, it's kind of like a chore, and some weeks we didn't want to do it, but we still did it. And I'm glad that we did, because at the end of it, we have a whole series. We have 2 seasons of episodes of Project Life Coach that have really just been a journey in our lives. And we've learned so much and we've grown so much, and now we can look back at those and share that with other people. So I'm really grateful for that, and I look forward to 2015 with that same type of energy, that same type of wanting to do this, and you know, meeting the right people, doing bigger things, and just having a more positive and happy and optimistic mindset. Okay, so thank you guys. That's my year of 2014. I'd love to hear what you guys have done in 2014, what your biggest moments are, or maybe even just like the theme of the year for you. What was the biggest lesson you learned in 2014? You know, go ahead and make a video about it, or you can leave a comment below. Either or would be wonderful. For those of you who think, oh, it's already too late, it's already the second week of January, it's never too late. You know, it's never too late to review what your life is like and what you've learned, because you always get something out of it. All right, that being said, thank you guys. This was a longer video, but I love you. Peace out. Do another Big Hero 6 fist bump.